What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Yep, it's Thursday. It's getting close to fall season. We are talking OU softball again. So welcome back, all you Sooner softball fans, to the Sooner Surge, a station that devotes a lot of time to Sooner softball content. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. We're here because there's some news happening around the world of OU softball, specifically a couple of things in regards to the statue of Patty Gasso and the SEC schedule being released. Friday at 4 p.m., Patty Gasso's statue will be unveiled there at Loves Field. And it's a moment that I think a lot of Sooner fans thought was going to happen last year. You got that great senior class. It was put off until now. Interesting time, in my opinion. And guys, it's long overdue. 8 national championships at the University of Oklahoma, a record in 30 seasons of 1,515 wins, 352 losses, and 2 ties at the University of Oklahoma in 30 seasons. Phenomenal, to say the least, on the field. Off the field, probably even better. You don't have stats, but you have so many testimonies from former players talking about the impact that Patty Gasso has made on their lives. She's a life coach. She's a softball coach. She does it all, and we're going to get to see the statue unveiled here on Friday at 4 o'clock. Cannot wait.
Yeah, super excited for her and just for the softball nation of Oklahoma, as I call it. I mean, it's such a passionate fan base, and for them, I'm sure it'll be a great turnout at this event. Friday the 13th at 4 p.m. And I think the one question I would have for everybody watching this video, if you can comment before the statue is unveiled, is what will the statue be? What pose will Patty Gasso have for this statue? Is it going to be her coaching third base standing over there? Is it going to be, I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do with that. I personally think they've done a really good job in all the statues they've done. The ones recently, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, I think they've done some really good statues. I think this will be no other. I think it'll be a great statue. Excited to see it.
Yeah, Jay, I agree. I wonder as well what it's going to be. But, Patty Gasso, I think she has a fair argument to be the greatest coach in all of sports in general, not just in women's sports, not just in college sports, but in sports in general. She's won 8 national championships. This will be her 31st season at Oklahoma. So as Jeremy, as you said, just the impact she's made on so many players throughout so many seasons is incredible. You can hear the testimonies from even these past few years of Riley Boone and Jada Coleman are 2 that specifically stand out to me, and just really how their lives were changed under the coaching of Patty Gasso. And truly, Patty Gasso has built, as you can call it, the softball capital maybe of America. Just what she's done. It's just whenever you think of college softball or softball in general, everyone thinks of the University of Oklahoma. And truly, Oklahoma in softball has set the standard.
Yeah, and I think I know a couple things. She's going to have a visor on. I think she'll be smiling. There may be some kind of scripture reference somewhere. I think those are things maybe that you might see. I don't think the Baker and Kyler statues, I think those had left me a lot to be desired. Personally, and I know a lot of fans probably feel that way. I think this one's going to be great. Cannot wait for that moment, the unveiling of the statue. I think it's interesting time, guys, because a lot of people thought maybe it'd be during the season or maybe they'd wait till this upcoming season. Patty Gasso is not about herself. This is not about taking the highlight from the players on a night when they're playing the sport. So I think that's part of the reason. But another big thing that happened in the last 24 hours for OU softball was the SEC. The first SEC schedule was released. A few things stand out to me. First, you got to talk about the opening SEC weekend, which is going to be March 7th to the 9th, home against South Carolina. But then you can see kind of tucked in the back of that schedule is it's back heavy with some of their opponents, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, specifically the last 2 series of the year, Texas and Florida. Arguably, those are the 2 best teams Oklahoma is going to play all year long. They're in the SEC, and they're going to be highly ranked, both of them. And you're ending your schedule with those two. I think it's great. I think you have Texas at home, and you go on the road to Gainesville there. So that I think that sets up great. I think it sets up great because this team, I don't want to say it's going to take some time, but they're throwing a lot of youngsters out there. Some ladies that haven't played softball at Oklahoma, some freshmen. So I do think having those two teams at the very end of SEC play, I think that does set up well for Oklahoma. I will say I really am glad. I think the Tennessee home series is great. And I do like going to Alabama is one of the places I would want to go as an OU fan is to Alabama. I think they have a great environment for softball. So I think that's great. And then Florida as well is another one that I think is when you think SEC softball, Florida's up there. But the fact that they get to go to Bama, and I say get to go to Bama because I do think that was circled for me as a softball fan that Alabama would be a place I would like to go play and go watch.
Oklahoma's team this year is filled with a ton of newness, a lot of transfers. As you guys said, a lot of young players that are going to step up, give the opportunity to play, the opportunity to prove themselves this year. And also, it's really a new era of Oklahoma softball as well, going into the SEC. They're transitioning from the Big 12, in which they dominated. I still think there's an expectation from all of us that they have no reason to not continue to dominate as long as Patty Gasso is there at Oklahoma. But Florida and Texas finishing off the year with them. Florida headlined by arguably two of the players in the country at their position, and Jocelyn Erickson and Keegan Rothrock, as well as Texas has Reese Atwood as well, a catcher who's a phenomenal player as well. So it's going to be a great challenge. And Oklahoma, they look to go for a fifth straight national championship, which is just absolutely insane to say. 5 straight, filled with a team, as I said, that's just so new, really young. And I'm truly am excited for Oklahoma softball to be back because I don't remember the time as an Oklahoma softball fan where there's going to be so much newness in one season on a single team, because we're used to seeing the likes of Jada Coleman and Tiara Jennings and Kinsey Hansen go out there, start for 3 to 4 straight years of their career and just be the best players in softball. But Oklahoma, as I've said, it's a new era of Oklahoma softball here.
Probably going to be the most exciting fall ball they've had.
Yeah, you're gonna see Tiara Jennings and Kinsey Hansen just in a different role on the sidelines as helping coach. A lot of newness, and adding to the newness is that SEC schedule. So that's interesting to pay attention to. Guys, we appreciate everyone who watches the content. We will be ramping it up as fall ball gets here. It's going to be exciting times. Make sure you're subscribed to the Sooner Surge. There's no other place that covers softball like the Sooner Surge. We'll see you next time.